All right, we are now live, Christina. Let me go ahead and get my other browser up so I can see live chat, and then we'll go.
Oh yeah, if I click chat on the top left corner, it's not going to make me leave the page, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's possibly me in your chat. Like it's weird. I had to open up like a second web browser,
Oh, okay.
and then go to my YouTube, and then like mute it, and then do it that way to see chat.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Cool. And while you're doing that, I'll say hello to some people. What's going on, Frank, Anna, Lovejoy? What's going on? I like your name, by the way. It's really, really cool, Anna. Guys, welcome in. This is an amazing show. I'm super excited. We have an amazing guest, Christina Thrifts. What's going on, Gina? What's going on, Paul? What is going on? Source it up.
All right, I'm gonna click it. I hope it works. Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Okay, cool. Cool. I always tend to sometimes I forget to mute it and I look like a complete. Yeah,
that's why I was trying to do it quick without it making
the background. Yeah. What up, Moonlight? What's going on? You guys, we'll give it a few seconds and we'll have this amazing guest introduce yourself because I'm pretty excited. And what's going on, Moon? All right, guys. So without further ado, I'm Wade with Wade's Ventures, and I've been wanting to do this interview for a while because I've learned so much from Christina. Christina. I can't even say it right now. Miss Thrifts, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Christina from Christina Thrifts, and Christina's BTQ on Instagram. I'm a full-time reseller of probably about 2 years, but I've been part-time reselling since around like 2014. I mostly sell women's clothing, like Anthropologie, Free People, Urban Outfitters, and yeah, that's me.
So long story short, guys, like I stalk her Instagram quite a bit because there's always so many cool things, and without being weird, she's got a great Instagram. And I wanted to ask you a question. So you've been reselling full time for 2 years. What state do you live in currently? Like, where do you thrift at?
I'm in Connecticut.
And do you have what kind of stores do you guys have over there? Because I'm always interested, kind of where you guys can go. Like, you obviously go to Goodwill, and you said that isn't there a warehouse or something up there? Kind of like it's got different clothing that you can do for Instagram mostly. Yeah.
So I have a warehouse sale that I go to that I get most of my stuff from. And that's like the main place I stores. And then there's only one thrift store I really go to because I don't know, I just don't really like the other thrift stores near me, but I go to the red, white, and blue thrift store. And that's the only thrift store I really go to. And then I do like retail arbitrage as well, like TJ Maxx and Nordstrom Rack. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you guys have any Ross Dress for Less over there?
No, which was so annoying when everybody was getting those like $149 like fines. They're finding like Doc Martens and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I looked up the nearest one to me, and I think it was like in Pennsylvania maybe, but it was like too far, and it was like too late in the sale to even be worth it, I think.
That's funny you said that Doc Martens for a couple bucks. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see. I just want to make you a little jealous, but I got these bad boys for a couple bucks.
Yeah, I saw you post about those. Everybody was getting all these Doc Martens. I was like, dang it. I love selling Doc Martens.
Where do you sell those on? Which platform mostly?
eBay? Well, I pretty much cross post all my stuff. Everything goes on eBay first, and then Instagram and Poshmark. So I'll cross post everything because, yeah.
So do you mind me asking, so what made you go full-time reselling? Because I don't know if you noticed, but I was on Chris's channel live about 4 days ago, and I mentioned by the end of this month I'm going full-time. So I'm really curious, what made you go full-time?
Okay, so when I first started selling stuff, I downloaded Poshmark because of like a Tumblr ad or something. And I started selling like my own things on there. And then, so I shopped at that warehouse sale for clothes for myself. And I had posted a Free People dress that I didn't want anymore on there. And it sold really fast. And I was like, did I price this too low or something? And then I found out, like, I didn't even know about Free People at that point. I just bought it because it was cute. And I was like, oh, like, there's so much of this brand. I could buy it to sell. So I started buying stuff and selling it. And at that time, I was a full-time nanny in New York. And I was a full-time student for special education. And I basically just worked at my store at nighttime once I would get home from nannying. And eventually I was making like enough to be able to exist. So I was like tired of working. I would get there at like 6 in the morning and then leave at 9 at night. So I was like, this is not like, I would like to work for myself. So I did.
Mm-hmm. That's got to be tough. Like I've interviewed a few people that have school, eBay, and jobs, and I can imagine like I do that too, and it's taxing, especially like listing photos, especially after you're working. Yeah. Man, it's crazy. I'm curious. Like, tell us about this warehouse. Like, because some people may not know what that means. Like, is it just a big warehouse, and then there's just a ton of clothes in it?
Yes, I guess so. Yeah, it's just like boxes full of stuff. I guess it's kind of similar to like Last Chance. I think they have those some places, which is like a clear out for anthropology, Free People stuff. But yeah, I mean, so I'm paying up on most of my items. Like I'll pay more than like most people would like to pay, but usually it's like a quick flip. And most of the time it's like a lot of stuff just sells on Instagram quickly. So it's worth it.
How long before you went full-time were you part-time? I think everybody aspires to be going full-time. So I'm really curious.
So I started like my Instagram store around 2014 or the beginning of 2015, like sometime around then. And I went full-time, I want to say in the summer of 2016. So like a year or two, I was selling part-time.
That's kind of like me. Like I've been selling part-time for a few years, and just on eBay though, like I admire you because you're selling on Posh, eBay. You've got Instagram, which I want to talk a little bit about that because I think that's something that's way underutilized. And it's funny, I'll post stuff on Instagram, and people will be like, I want to buy that, but I have no idea how to sell it to them.
Yeah.
I haven't sold one item off Instagram. I've had a ton of people ask me. So I think that's really cool. I want to quickly go over that sometime on this call because I think that's amazing. Do you mind me asking? I ask this to everybody, and like your seasons, like reseller, and most of the people, as you know, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're seasoned, but they're not big on social media. And so, Mike, what are you passionate about selling? Like, what kind of clothes do you like the best? I'm really curious because I see like some of your videos, and you've got some really unique stuff. So,
well, I really only pick up now stuff that like I'm excited about, because I found that if I'm not excited about it, I'm not going to be excited about listing it or photographing it. So I always buy like stuff that I love, which makes it hard because I want to keep a lot of stuff. But no, but like, so the main brands I do sell are like all Free People brands, anthropology brands, and stuff that's sold at Urban Outfitters. So that is like a wide range of stuff because Urban Outfitters carries like a lot of, I don't know, a lot of like on-trend brands and stuff like that. But
do you so real quick, I'm curious. I know you're posting all these pictures of like Mia, your dog, and you have now I saw you post another picture. Can you tell me a little bit about your family? Like, do you have any brothers or sisters? You've got this amazing dog, and do you have anybody else in your family that resells?
No. So I always try to get them into it. Like, okay, so I have well, I live on my own with my boyfriend and my dog Mia. And actually, my boyfriend Dan, he started his own eBay store as well.
Nice.
And he does pretty well on that. But he likes to sell like vintage and like streetwear kind of stuff like that. Like, so that's what he mostly thrifts all his stuff. So he sells like part-time, and then he has a job. And then I have 3 brothers. I have an older brother who is 26, and then I'm 24, And then I have a younger brother who is 18, and then a younger brother who is 6. So I tried to teach my younger brother who is 18 how to like sell stuff, but he's like not really interested in it. But he is in college and he's like a broke college student. So I'm like, you should sell stuff too. It's so easy. He's like, well, I don't know what to do. I was like, ask me. But like, he's
got the perfect teacher.
I know. Some people just aren't into it. And even if you could tell them exactly how to do it, they just don't love it. So,
yep. I think that's, it's like, do you ever run across this? Because I run across this all the time. Like, you tell people that you sell on eBay, especially, this is why I want to ask this question, because you're full time now, and people are like, hey, what do you do for work? And then you're like, I sell on eBay and Poshmark and Instagram. Like, do they ever get like a really weird face, like eBay's still around, and you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
so there's like a few ways I've tried to tell people what I do. So at first I was like, I sell clothes, and they're like, where? And then I tell them online, and they're like, okay. So that wasn't great. And then, and then I was like, okay, I have a business. So I'd be like, I have a business. They're like, what is it? I was like, I sell clothes online. And they're just like, okay, like, what's your store? I'm like, Christina's BTQ. I don't know. So it's like, usually, so basically now I'm just like straightforward. I'm just like, I'm selling clothes. I'm buying clothes for cheap and selling them for more online. Like, that's it. Because most times they're just like, they don't get it. like Stephanie said, they get this glaze. And yeah.
Do you remember, Christina, like, did you ever watch 40-Year-Old Virgin, that movie?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I hate that.
Do you remember?
Actually, that happened to me because I had, for like maybe 6 months at least, or more than that, I had a shop downtown. And it was just, it was a shop space that I used to work out of, and I wasn't selling stuff there. And this lady came in one time, and she only spoke French, and she was like trying to buy stuff, and I'm like, I'm not selling anything here. She's like, how much? I'm like, it's not for sale. And she's like, what? Like, she was so confused. And I was like, I have to lock the door.
It's funny because it's cool to like have brick and mortar locations for that, for eBay and stuff, that people can drop you stuff off, right? But
yeah,
that's unreal. Like, those of you who don't know, Christina had this amazing day. What was it, like a week ago or something? I like how you post your numbers, like, because you're on different platforms, and you posted like Instagram, Posh, and eBay. But like, it's funny though. Yeah, and it was like a week ago, maybe a little longer. Was it like you had a lot more sales on Instagram than you did any of the other two?
Yeah, so it was like my weekend numbers. And so for eBay, it was probably like around almost 200, which is really bad for me for eBay for a weekend. And then Posh was like around 200 also, which I've just started putting more attention into Posh, so that's pretty good. And then Instagram was over $800, so that made up for eBay being slow.
It's funny too, like, because you're like, people are like, what do you do? I saw on these different platforms, and I don't think they realize like you just made $1,000. I mean, of course, that's your, that's not probably pure profit, but still, like, a couple days, like, that's amazing numbers, from for a weekend in February. So
yeah.
Really cool stuff. So what, so I'm going to ask you, we kind of went over this, and this is kind of where we go through a few things, but like, so you started out reselling on eBay or Instagram? It sounds like you started out on Instagram, right?
Yeah. So I was on Poshmark, and I was selling my personal clothes. And then once I found out about Instagram, like store community, whatever, I kind of stopped posting on Poshmark. And when I went full time, I was only selling on Instagram. So all of my sales were from Instagram. And then as I was full time, I started to expand to eBay and Poshmark, which I never.
That's amazing. So do you mind, like, this is the part where I was curious, like, can you give us, like, I know you guys check out her YouTube video, because she did this amazing like video. I was actually there for part of it, about how to start like an Instagram account and start selling on Instagram, because I'm interested in that. The only thing with me though is I don't know if I can handle 2 accounts. I can barely handle the one. So unlike you, how many accounts did you have? I'm curious.
I don't even know. Like, I can't even like sign into all of my accounts on Instagram because I have that many. But like, I only mainly use 3, which is my Christina Thrifts, my Christina's BTQ, and then like my personal account. And then I had an account for Mia, but it won't let me sign into it anymore. So,
Oh, where is Mia? She's locked up because she's got that. You said that squeaky toy constantly, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's funny. Like my wife Ashley, she is a dog lover. When we met, I inherited 2 dogs, and I've got 3 in this house, and she loves dogs. So so really curious, like, because correct me if I'm wrong, but like didn't you move like your stuff to your house now? Like, do you work out of your house where before you didn't?
Yeah. So when I first went full time, I was just working out of our apartment. And then I was thinking I wanted to hire people. So I got this workspace downtown. It was actually a storefront, but it was like it was like skinny, but it goes all the way back. So it was good because the window wasn't that big or whatever. So I got it because it was cheap. So I could start hiring people, and I hired someone and it didn't work out. And like, I've hired like 2 people that like the time I've been full time, and I realized that I don't like hiring people. Like, I want to do it myself. I feel like I end up fixing stuff more than it's worth. Mm-hmm. So once I realized I didn't need the space anymore, I was just like, I'll just take it back home. Which was kind of hard because since I got the workspace, I expanded a lot. So it was bringing back home, but it worked.
The one thing I love about home is because I thought about doing what you did, like buying like a little retail area and or renting, excuse me, and like, I don't know, it may be different for girls, but like I like to come down here and just work whenever. Like if I want to be down here in my boxers and just like list, I can do that. And the convenience of it's amazing. Like I just love, but I'm definitely gonna outgrow this area eventually. I mean, I can do a lot of stuff through here now, so I think in 2 years I'll probably outgrow it. But it's really cool working from home, right? You can just go.
Oh yeah, I would definitely suggest like there was. I mean, it seems exciting, like getting a workspace or whatever, but I wasn't able to work at night. Like if I had free time, I mean, I could go drive downtown or whatever and then go to work, but usually I wouldn't. And like I would have to wait to do my shipping in the morning, which usually I like to like ship stuff like instantly. So I don't know. I just like it a lot better at home now. And now I have Mia at home, so I don't like to leave her.
Mia is Mia like fully trained? Like, because I have Zorro, right? He's a beautiful husky. I don't know if you've seen pictures of him, but like he doesn't sit. I think this is all me, guys. Like I did not train this dog, and I should have. But Mia looks pretty trained. Is she trained?
Well, she's 7 months old, so she's still like kind of a puppy, but she'll I mean, she listens. Like she'll sit and she'll stay, but she likes to just see what I'm doing all the time. So sometimes, like the other day, I tried to make a barrier so she couldn't come through, and she just literally walked through the barrier. So I have to get like I have to get baby gates or something. So when I'm working, I could like keep her out of the section of the house I'm working in.
Yeah, I did the baby gate thing, and like he just jumped over it. Do you where did you get Mia? I'm just curious, and then we'll go on to reselling. Did you get her? Some people go,
Yeah, well, people are gonna be mad at me, but I bought her. It wasn't on purpose. I wasn't even supposed to get a dog while I was in my apartment. Well, I didn't want to because we don't have a huge yard or anything like that. So I would just go to this mall and go like pet the puppies, like when I felt like it. I don't know. One day I went to go pet them because I found out they got new puppies, and then I accidentally fell in love with her, and I came home with her. And I was like, and I came home, my boyfriend's like, you really came home with a dog. I was like, I couldn't help it. Like, I know, like
it's like dogs and like animals release, I think they release stress, obviously. I mean, that's proven, right? But it's cool. It's cool. I gotta take Zora on more walks too. Like, I don't do enough of that. We have a backyard, but yeah. So can you, okay, your seasons, right? And I like about this because I can ask you questions and to help out the chat, but how can you give us like a quick scenario of like the first like few steps you need to sell on Instagram? Because I think that's your niche. Like, you're really good at selling on Instagram. I'm horrible. I haven't sold one item. People has asked me to sell these little flower shoes I got from Ross. I don't know if you saw those. And I don't even know where to begin. And part of me is like, I'm a little bit worried if I sell these on Instagram, that like, because I know that they can, you know, and by the way, this is not, you don't want to like run your business based on this type of stuff, right? But I'm just so green at it. I mean, I don't know if like if I sell it, if they'll do like a chargeback and stuff like that. And I heard you talking about sending invoices. So do you mind just going through a little bit of that, and then we'll redirect everybody after this to your video, because that's way more extensive.
So you want to just definitely have a separate account just for selling. And as far as like taking payments, you do want to invoice them on PayPal. That way you're able to write in the description what it is they're buying and if there's any flaws or anything. So it's like described. And when you invoice, there is buyer and seller protection. So if they do a chargeback, like PayPal will cover you for that. Because if they send it through friends and family, they could do a chargeback through their credit card company and saying like they didn't buy this or spend that money, and you'll lose the money because you didn't pay like the 2% fee for PayPal to cover you. But yeah, definitely send an invoice. And then for shipping, when you do send an invoice, you could just click print shipping label because they selected their shipping address when filling out the invoice.
I think it's, and the cool thing too, like you were mentioning, you probably want to have two different accounts because you don't want to like show people what you're paying for it and then what you're selling it for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I think I need to get into that because I think like I would do my goal here is like when you go full time, you need to put your eggs in multiple baskets. And so I don't want to like rely on just eBay or just Poshmark, which, you know, so far is not great, but I need to put more effort into it. And then Instagram too. So I really got to focus on getting like out there, because when I go full time, I want to have multiple income. I want to like post something on Instagram and be like, hey, I sold, you know, $800 like you on a weekend.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely possible.
Yeah. No, and so far, like, do you mind like just saying, is there a few like resellers that you can let people know about that sell, not only yourself, but is there a few awesome resellers that do like sell on Instagram that you know of?
Yes, there's a lot. Like, I've actually made a lot of friends through like the Instagram boutique community, and like through that I've ended up finding the Instagram reseller community. But there's this shop that I like to buy from. Her name is Rags and Threads. And she gives like crazy deals on stuff. Like, she had like this like $500 Rebecca Minkoff dress for like $40. Like she has like really good deals. And like I got ALO leggings from her. So I really like her shop. And then there's another one, my friend Emily, Young Folks Thrift. She sells like similar stuff to me, but yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of them, but I don't know.
I'm gonna have to, because I'm a big believer in like, if you want to learn something, try to like buddy up with people that are already doing it really well. And that's why I always ask people like, who's your favorite resellers? Like who has helped you out the most? Because if you're doing eBay, you kind of follow eBay people, and if you're doing Instagram, you're gonna follow you and other people. So I kind of like, I want to be a part of you guys in a way, like learn from you guys and stalk your guys' Instagram, see what you're selling and kind of how you do it. Cause you know, that's interesting to me. I don't know how long it'll take me to get on Instagram, but really cool way. And it shocked me, like, quite honestly, until you posted that, I didn't realize like how much money you can really make, you know?
Yeah, no, I was full-time for probably at least like 9 months. only Instagram, and I was living on my own and like paying all my own bills and all that. So
that's amazing. Do you and by the way, guys, like correct me if I'm wrong, Christina, but I mean, there's Instagram doesn't charge anything because you're not necessarily selling anything, right? So really just
no. So you're basically just posting photos. You're just posting photos, and you say like in the caption it just says like what it is and the price, and then they DM you their email and you send them an invoice. So you're not really like selling, like they're not clicking buy now through Instagram or anything like that. So you're not like selling through Instagram. So the only fee you're paying is the 2 or 3% towards PayPal for the invoice.
And if you're doing a good amount of volume, guys, you guys know you can call PayPal and sometimes negotiate like lower fees. That's something you can do. It's really common. Yeah, call PayPal. They'll look at your accounts and you can negotiate a little bit lower fees. I've done that. So not that it matters too much. It's just a minute amount, but
yeah.
So I want to kind of tell you something that the one nugget that I've got from you recently, and it was odd. I don't know if it was, I told you like I'm super new to like the Instagram stories, but I looked at your Instagram story and I thought it was really cool because you had 3 platforms listed, and then you said Poshmark, I think, was the one that you're going to use to pay down debt. I think that's such an amazing thing to do. Is like if you join multiple platforms, you can do the 2 to live on and grow your business, and then use one platform to pay down debt. I thought that was a really cool technique.
Yeah. So I just like actually decided to start doing that. Since I started like actually putting some more effort into Poshmark. I mean, I'm not making like crazy sales or anything like that, but like maybe $300 a week extra. So I'm just going to start transferring it once a week, and then putting that directly towards any debt that I have, just to make the payments bigger and stuff like that. And since it's like, I'm not used to having like the Poshmark money coming in, it like doesn't really make a difference to me that I'm just putting it towards that.
Have you been watching Chris and his Poshmark? Like he's like been blowing Poshmark up recently.
Oh yeah.
He's always posting stuff like the one kitty with the iron like fist or whatever. That was hilarious. I laughed so hard when I saw that. Yeah. Oh man, it's so funny to like, Instagram is such an amazing community, because I would never have met you had it not been for Instagram. And multiple other people. It's just cool. So what I asked this question, and I know your seasons, but I like to ask this question because it's applicable to everybody. But like your 2018 goals, like we're 3 months in. So what's your goals for the rest of 2018?
I mean, I'm just trying to. So last year I sourced way too much. I spent like over $40,000 on inventory.
Wow.
So
holy, some people don't make that.
So yeah, I ended up like, I spent a lot on just inventory. And I mean, sales were still good, but I'm trying to make, I mean, still I want to make the same amount of sales, but I want to increase the profit. And I've been sourcing like a lot smarter. I mean, stuff is selling a lot quicker than stuff that I got last year. So yeah, it was too much.
I'm curious, like, tell me, I know this may be a tad personal, but I'm curious, like, tell me the day in the life of you. Like, how does your business, like, what do you do? Because some people like ship at night. Some people list at night. Like, I know today I was on your Instagram and you said you were cleaning the house, which is one of my worst, I can't, it's not like, I almost hired cleaners to clean the house. And I thought, Wade, you're going full-time reselling. You cannot hire people to come clean your house. Yeah. But tell me how's your day structured?
Once I get up, I take Mia out, I feed her, I make breakfast for me because I problem. And then I will do shipping of stuff that sold overnight, because usually I do shipping right before bed too, so I don't have a lot to do in the morning. So I'll do the shipping, and then I will photograph whatever I have. I do photographs and measurements. Then I'll probably go to the post office, Then I go for a run. Then I do my listings. The listings of the stuff I already photographed. And then just whatever. I mean, I'll cross post to Poshmark if like when I'm just like sitting on the couch or whatever. The rest of the day is pretty.
Do you post for your boyfriend?
No, I don't.
Oh, if he's watching this.
No, he's not. Actually, I made him leave the house because I get so nervous like when I go on YouTube. So I was like, and I don't feel like him like being like over there like looking at me and making me nervous. So I was like, you have to go.
Yeah.
No, so he does his own listings. But sometimes I'll ship for him if he ends up having to work a full day and he can't make it back for the post office.
He's a better man. I'd be like, please help. That's awesome. So let me ask you this. It's how, and the reason I asked this question is like, I think I already kind of know, right? Because you were working full time and then you went, full time reselling. It's probably changed your life quite a bit in the way you do things. Like you have time to run. Obviously, I had the time to run. I can make time to run, but I don't run. And I should run.
Most people don't.
Yes.
That's like the biggest thing that I would say. Like if you're going full time reselling, you have to keep keep in shape, because I've noticed like I've gone through periods where like I will want to work so much or whatever, which I'm not like that anymore because whatever. But so I would be working so much that I wouldn't want to make time for other stuff. And then I wouldn't be running. And what would happen would be like, if I don't run for a month or something, then I'm just like tired all day. I'll end up napping instead of like doing stuff. Like, I don't know. But if I run, like I'll be awake all day and feeling good.
You guys, it's funny. Like go to her state and you'll probably see her run. I don't know if those are skateboards behind you, but you can just like take Mia and then have her run for you. And you can be honest, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Just hook up one of those. Well, that's pretty cool. So I guess my follow-up question is how's reselling changed your life? Like, and this could be like, you now have more time to do things, but like I asked this question because it's changed my life in so many different ways. Like I was telling people that the job that I work for now, I thought I was going to retire there. I had a 401k. Like I thought this was going to be, everything was wonderful. And then I started reselling and realizing that like I'm building now my own dream, where before I was building somebody else's dream. And I can just remember being in this pod and I was in the pod and I was doing work and I was like, I can't wait to get out of here so I can do what I like doing. And then once that happens, I realized like I was like wishing time would go by, and I only live once. I was wishing time would go by just so I can do something I like. And then that's when I realized that wasn't something I was going to retire on. And I kind of, anyways, that's why I asked that question. I'm really curious for you, like, how has it changed your life?
Well, I'm just like way happier, way more positive, and like I'm excited for the next day. I'm excited for Mondays. I'm excited for like, I'm never like, tomorrow, like this is gonna happen. Like, I don't know. It's just like my life is so much less stressful because it's like I own my time, and usually I'll end up working, but I can not work if I don't want to, and I could see people. I could go like visit my family whenever I feel like it. So,
yeah. What was it? I couldn't agree more. Like, and plus you're running now. It sounds like you probably didn't do much running when you were working full time, huh?
And I was working, so the girls went to school, so I would go get them like all ready for school. They would go to school and I would go to school while they're at school. And usually I would get back a little bit earlier and try to run and then get home before their buses come home. Then they would do homework and I would do homework, and then I would make dinner. It was like I would run, but it was tough squeezing it in.
I envy you because I could not watch, like, I mean, of course I watch Cade, right? But like I couldn't be a full-time like I go into daycare with Cade, and there's like a million kids running around, and I'm wondering how these people, like, how did one day they just like decided I would love to watch like 30 kids at once. I don't know. It's crazy to me. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, I nannied and babysat for a long time. Like I really enjoy like watching children. I don't know, because they're like the most purest form of human. And I don't know, like if I go to like a family party, like I'll end up playing games with like all the kids there, because like I don't, if you go hang out with adults, they're gonna be like, so what are you doing? How's your boyfriend? How's your, like, are you getting married yet? And I'm like, no, like, I don't want to talk about that.
I'll trade you some Lucky Brand jeans for some babysitting time.
Nice. No, reseller uniform, no jeans, just leggings.
Oh, though I have a good question for you. I'm firing them off one by one. One day, if I'm ever on your channel, I'm sure you're gonna do the same thing. But what's this is going to be a good one for you. I'm really excited to ask you this question. So, and guys, just so you know, everybody's watching right now. We have not, we literally got on this 2 minutes before I went live, and I don't even know if she's seen these questions. I like to shock them, you know? And so this isn't rehearsed. This is an amazing questions, but how do you get, how does social media change your life? Obviously for the Instagram, it's your business, right? But like, how has that changed your life? Because for me, I met, like I said, so many amazing people. But how is like, and another thing too is like, I wouldn't have found the Nordstrom Rack deal, you know, the Clear the Rack deal that they had, if it hadn't been for social media. So how's that changed for you and your business?
So yeah, besides it being like my Instagram store or whatever, when I had my Instagram store, I actually found, like, I stumbled upon like a few accounts on Instagram. I think it was like State's Place and then Sweet Thrift. I found them on my, like, when I was on my Christina's BTQ Instagram, and I saw that they were like selling so much on eBay, and they were thrifting clothes, which I didn't thrift at all when I first went full time. And so I followed them, and then like I found out like there was this whole other community of people on Instagram. So I made that new account, Christina Thrifts, which actually got a lot more popular than my Christina's BTQ. So, yeah, so I learned like I didn't know any brands to thrift. Like I would go to the thrift store and see J. Crew and thought like I hit the jackpot, but that wasn't the case. And I learned all these new brands, and definitely wouldn't be doing like the numbers that I do without following all these people. And I've made a lot of friends on Instagram, which is exciting because I get to meet some in real life. I drove to Virginia from Connecticut like a few weeks ago to go to a meetup just so I could meet a few resellers like Joelle and Shelby, and it was awesome.
She's being really, really humble because Christina Thrifts, I think, has like going on 19,000 followers. So
it ended up getting more popular than my Christina's BTQ, which I thought my Christina's BTQ was popular. So.
Yeah, it was funny because like I was like I really want her on my channel. Like she's amazing, and I would blow you up via Instagram, and guys, like she was responding right back to me, and I was like, how does she do this? She has like 3 platforms she's going on, and anyways, it's just amazing. I actually got I got an offer here for Abercrombie and Finch, and it looks like it's a my mom actually listed this one because she helps me on the side, but it's a jean jacket for $25. Yeah, you gotta love the ones though that you get, because I had it for 30. Yeah, and they did 25, so that's definitely going to be accepted. But what do you do with those lowball offers? Because I get some that, oh man.
No, yeah, so I used to like be too like my feelings invested in it, and so I would like my feelings would get hurt or whatever. So like I really had to learn like not to get upset over it, and I just counter now, like. Even although if they're offering me like $3 on like you know, like a $40 item, I'll just decline it. But most of the time I'll just counter it, and like you might make a sale from it. Like I had these shoes at $69 yesterday, and somebody offered me $35, and I was like, that's a half price offer. And I countered them $55. And when I counter on eBay, I always say in the comment, this is my best price. I hope it works for you with a heart, because I don't like going back and forth. So I said that was my best price, and they ended up accepting it. So they went up $20, which I wasn't expecting them to, but they did.
You are like a kind soul. Like, it's not to put Chris on the hot seat again, but he is hilarious. I've seen some of his counters. For me, like I'll counter, like, so when somebody counters me something really low, like let's say I have an item for like $40 and they counter me like 10, which happens. And I don't, and they're doing this, Christina, they're doing this like when I vintage Nike, you know, it's like they don't make this anymore, you know? So anyways, so what I'll do is like, I'll counter like $1 less. And then I'll ask them, hey, you know, I'm kind of priced competitively, and then I'll see what they say. But I'm going to try the heart trick. Maybe that will work.
The heart. Well, except for if I know it's a guy, then I send them a smiley face and not a heart. Because I don't like their girlfriend to get mad at me or something. Yeah. Like, why are you sending my boyfriend hearts?
From states away. Yeah, no. That's hilarious. Okay, that's good. I'll write that down. Yeah, I'm not going to be sending another guy a heart probably. But that's funny. That's funny. Okay, so I've got one of my last questions, guys, and then we're going to do a haul. I'm super excited. I've got some really good but smelly jeans I got from yesterday, so can't wait to show those off. But give me now, typically I would say one, but give me a few because you're seasoned. Any tips or hacks that you can show or tell, and it could be like anything from reselling or how has it helped you, like anything that the 50 people watching would want to, you know, or could learn from, right? Like, so anything like shipping techniques or where to get items or anything like that.
Well, okay, a big thing that I like recently started doing that has like changed my, like, I can get so many more listings done. I photograph and measure everything first, and I'll write down the measurements and what the item is and like the details of it as I go. So then I have all the photos ready, and then I go on my computer and draft them, and then I add my photos from my phone and just make them live. And I've been able to get so many more listings done that way. And have a good inventory system. That's important.
I've seen your room that you do and it is, I mean, at least when I saw it, it was like immaculate. I was
yeah, I got to keep it organized or else I have to like stay organized. Which is why I'll dedicate, like, there will be like 2 days of the week that I need the whole house to be clean because I don't like there being stuff everywhere. Plus, I don't want there to be like the clothes taking over the house because my boyfriend lives here too, and I don't want to be like inconsiderate.
Oh my gosh, you are way nicer than I suspected. Like you've seen the mountain of clothes I have to deal with in my living room right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what one of these are? Do you have to use it because of Mia?
Oh yeah, I mean so I don't really let her hang around the inventory room. And actually before I do measurement, because I'll do measurements on the floor down, like in my downstairs living room, I always vacuum before I even start that because I just want to avoid getting any fur like at all if I can help it. But yes, I get the 5 packs from Costco of lint rollers.
Oh yeah, like, and I've got Zorro. He's a husky, and I did this on another video.
Yeah.
I just go like this, you know, and because he gets
his white hair everywhere.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, if you want, no, I'm joking. I would never get rid of Zorro, but real quick question, and guys in chats, if you got questions for her, throw it in chat. If you got questions for me, because we've got another 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll get off here. But if you got questions, throw them there. But I have a quick question. So the way I do inventory is I will do you, by the way, do you wash your clothes or do you just like, because sometimes I'll use the fragrance free scent. But how do you do that when you thrift?
Well, so like like 75% of my inventory is brand new clothing. But the stuff that I do thrift, I wash it if it needs to be cleaned. Most times it doesn't need to be cleaned because I'll avoid getting like dirty stuff if I can help it. But if I like don't notice and it's dirty, then I will wash it. But most times I don't.
Yeah. Does all the employees of like the places you frequent, like they know your name, they know you and
yeah. Well, at the warehouse sale I go to, yes.
Do they know you resell?
I'm sure they figured it out by now. One of the girls does because she follows me on Instagram that works there. She follows my personal Instagram, and then one day I posted about like when I when I started to rent my shop Workspace, and she was like, "Oh, you have a store?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." But like last year, they used to limit at that sale. They used to let you buy only 3 pairs of shoes, like total, which is crazy because now I'll be buying like a lot. I don't know.
Just not 40,000 worth, right?
What?
Just not 40,000.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh man, it's funny because it's really common. Like, I'm not saying this was you, but like when you first start out, the first couple of years, it's like you just buy, but you never list, or you don't list nearly as much. And I caught myself doing that last year a little bit.
Yeah, no, I did. I had done that, but now that's why I've gotten a lot more selective when I source. And I list everything as soon as I get it so that it's not just sitting around.
I think once this could be me, but once you turn eBay or Poshmark or Instagram or any of these platforms from a hobby to an actual business, I think that's when your mindset changes and you only start like going after profitable items. When you change your mindset to an actual business. I mean, it could be me. I think that's what happened to me when I was just doing it part-time and not necessarily like going full force. I kind of would buy everything, but now I'm actually doing it for money. It's like your mindset changes.
Yeah.
For sure. So I want to show you, do you do this too? Like, cause this is what I'll do. Like so some of these items I have, cause they're vintage, I will wash them. Some of them I won't. And I'll list that I didn't wash it because I don't want to like screw up the like lettering, but, so what I'll do is I'll take measurements and I'll put in this bag, and then in the bag I'll do the like I don't ask for feedback on here, guys. By the way, it just says thank you for shopping with me, and it has a little thing where they can scan to get back to my store. But I'll put that in here, and I think it saves me time. I can just throw it in the poly mailer, Do you put them in here though, or do you just put them in like without that in the bin?
So, yeah, I do. I get the great value, like. It's 100 bread bags for like $2 and something. So I get those. And then actually I have a heat sealer. So once it's listed or then I need to inventory or whatever, I'll make sure it's all lint rolled, all ready to go. And I put it in the bag and then I heat seal it. So like there's no opening it and like it can't get ruined anyway.
I actually never heard that before. Interesting, because that I think would be amazing because you can probably push all the air out and fit even more than I can in these bins.
So the heat sealer is really good. I actually got it for $19 on eBay. It's like $19 free shipping, and you just like put the bag in there and push it down, and it just like it cuts off the extra of the plastic, and it just like closes it so it's sealed. So like no smells, no water or anything is getting in there.
And though, like if it rips, like when it's in transit, like nothing weird can get into. Like it's like a second layer. Yeah. Even mine, they can peel and stuff can get in it.
Yeah.
Well, and last question, I'm curious. Like, do you on your because I saw your mannequin, and I asked this for a lot of people, but do you have a lazy Susan, or do you like manually move it around?
Yeah, I do. It took me forever to actually find one that was like wide enough for the base, but I got mine from IKEA for like $9 or something. But yeah, it took forever.
Way cheaper than me. I spent $100 on this thing. It's amazing.
Does it spin by itself?
It does.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So extra.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Guys, she's going to be jumping on Amazon right now and buying one of those, but no, they're amazing. And the cool thing about this, like, oh my gosh, all my other like Lazy Susan. Oh, by the way, guys, when you search this, don't search Lazy Susan. You search, was it tabletop? Anyways, tabletop is what I searched, and they're industrial and they're meant for mannequins. So, but let's get into it. Let's get into our haul, guys. This is the part where we do 3 to 4 to 5 items each on our haul. And I've got items today. Like I said, they smell, but I'm gonna wash them. You go with your non-smelly items first, then I'll go with my smelly items.
Okay, so I totally wasn't prepared, but these are things I have to photograph and list today. So I just grabbed 3 out of that pile. So I'll just show you. I grabbed them because they're the most colorful things that I had. So I've sold this before. The brand is 11Z's. If you say that right, it's crossed out because the warehouse sale crosses them out. Actually, it's just an embroidered like bomber jacket, size large. It's from Anthropology, and this will probably sell like around $45–50 probably, hopefully.
Somebody's gonna pick that thing up.
Yeah. I sold it before in an extra small, and it sold pretty quick. This I actually have to clean because although it is new, it's from the warehouse sale, and it's like, it looks like somebody spilled something on the sleeve, which is kind of gross. So I'm not going to list it as new, but it is, this is also an Anthropology brand, which is Molinet Sours, if I'm saying that right. But I grabbed it because it has all these beaded bugs. Beaded and embroidered bugs, which are really awesome. Just the dress. Mm-hmm. And the last, this is a Free People We the Free. It's like a tunic top with a slit here. And I've sold this shirt probably like 8 times already. But yeah, this shirt always sells well, but I forgot the name of it. But it's awesome.
Do you put like, because I have some stuff I can't get off like it's marked, you know, and do you put in the ad like the tag is marked at all or no?
Yeah, so actually like when I'm listing, I just copy paste brand new, never worn, brand marked to prevent in-store returns, because that's like why they do it. So
yep. Man, I gotta like, it's funny when I started thrifting, because those of you who don't know, like I started with storage units, like, and that's mostly hard goods, right? So it wasn't like clothing. I didn't start out with clothing. I mean, I did Nike, but that was it really. And so I think I don't know if you heard this. I said it last video, and I'm gonna say it again because it's hilarious. But I was in Ross Dress for Less, and most of these people know. But and I was on my phone live on Instagram with nothing in my ears, I don't think. Anyways, so I was talking through my phone, looking at women's clothing next to the bras and talking in my phone. And so not only am I a guy looking at women's clothing, but I'm talking randomly in my phone, which isn't really visible because I had it kind of close to where I'm hitting the racks. And people are walking by giving me these weird looks because they don't know, one, who I'm talking to, but why am I shopping with this big cart full of women's clothing? But I guess the moral of the story here is like I'm getting so much better at like knowing brands now for women, like, and because that's kind of what I wanted to try out because I've done all the men's stuff. So now that I go to the bins and I like see like women's clothing, like I'm starting to get like better at it, and it's just like upping my game because but I do want to note, like, I have a less than 1% return on my eBay, and ever since I've started women's clothing, I'm getting a lot more returns. So you guys do return more than men, I think, because
that's why I don't accept returns. I don't have returns on my eBay, but I included all measurements and stuff because I just think I would get super frustrated because even though you include the measurements, I feel like a lot of people would be like, well, this is my size, so it should have fit me. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I have a story for you. It's quick. I want to be respectful of your time, but it was this pair of jeans, right? And I had it in 4 places. I had it in the description, the photos, because I take most max photos in all my listings. Mm-hmm. And then I had it in the drop down menu. And then I also had it, where was the second place I had it? So drop down menu, pictures, title, I guess that's 4. Anyways, so she got the pair of jeans and she wanted to return it saying that they weren't her size, but all 4 places, it was the same exact size, right? She said they ran small. And I'm like, how am I supposed to know when those jeans run small or they run big?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, do you include measurements?
Yeah, they had measurements in there.
Oh yeah, they just didn't look at them.
No.
I don't know.
Nope. Yep. All right, let's go with my haul, guys. It's pretty boring because it's 3 of the same thing. But I went to guys, before I picked up Cade yesterday, I went to Goodwill bins. And I picked up, I haven't been there in like a month and a half because I have this, you guys see my living room right now. It's like Mount Rushmore of Ross clothing. But I did go and I got a few things. So let me show you guys. So, and by the way, don't laugh because I'm still somewhat new to selling women's clothing. But by the way, these things smell ripe. You do not want to put your nose to these things. I mean,
you're really selling them.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're making people want to buy them.
Yes, I forgot. We have the Instagram selling queen in here, and I definitely want to. Oh, these are amazing, guys. No rips, no tears. No, but they're Lucky brands. I got 3 of them. So ordinarily, it's probably the same donator. There's no holes, no rips, and you always want to look at the crotch, of course. But I got 3 pair, and these are pretty nice. They're, what are they, size 10 or 10/30? I don't know. I had to. But anyways, guys, so I got 3 of these. Here's another pair, and I think they're ripe only because they're at the Goodwill bins. But yeah, I'll have to wash these. And guys, I've got a couple tips and tricks real quick. I'll give you when we're done here. But and then I also got. Not Your Daughter's jeans, guys. And by the way, I have received fake Not Your Daughter's jeans before. You need to watch out for that. These ones are made in the US, but there is some that are made in Mexico and China. Those are fake. That from what I understand, though. Anyways, so made in the US, Not Your Daughter's jeans. And they wanted $12 because a lot of times, guys, if they don't sell in the retail Goodwills, then that's when they'll dump them off twice a month to the Goodwill bins, and that's why you'll have these tags on there. However, in my Goodwill bins, you can donate directly from there. So I'm assuming that all these Lucky brand jeans were basically donated because they don't have, Goodwill tags on them. So I got 3 of those. I did pick up this, guys, because I paid virtually nothing for it. It's like what if you get over 25 pounds. It's $1.39 per pound, but I picked up this Tommy Hilfiger. And if it wasn't like a double XL, I probably wouldn't have picked it up because we're getting out of that season right now. But it's just kind of a basic Tommy Hilfiger sweater, long sleeve. And so they wanted $10 for it. It didn't sell at one of the Goodwill retail locations. And then I picked up a really smelly jacket, but I'm going to wash it. Guys, you're going to laugh at this, but they sell. Chevron jacket. It's not vintage, but I sell this all the time. People do not pick up, like, what was it? Baskin Robbins. I had what was it? Olive Garden. I've had Starbucks hats and Starbucks, like, employee stuff. So this was the employee jacket, guys. It's actually pretty heavy. And it just, the extra mile is actually like one of those little gas stations you pull up and get gas. But I sell these all the time, even if they're not vintage. But, you probably, if you get vintage ones, definitely pick them up. And then I've got another Lucky brand here, which is, I think the same.
I wish I had a bins near me. Well, I do have a bins, but I never find anything. I've gone a few times.
What's your prices? Do you know?
At the bins, I think it's like $1.29 or something like that. I don't know. I've never gotten more than 25 pounds because I've only left with a few things each time I went.
Yeah, it was funny. The first time I went to the bins, like I walked in and walked right out. This was like right when I was new because it was intimidating. And then the second time I went in, like I kind of gradually got into it. And then I started doing it all the time and then kind of quit. But okay, so this is the last one, guys. You guys obviously see that diesel pair of jeans. What are they? Super slim, skinny. I've sold 1 pair of these guys, so I don't typically, mess with this stuff, but this was I think pretty good find. No rips, no tears, and it's authentic as well, which is nice. So pretty cool. But all right, guys. So this is towards the tail end. Awesome haul. Her haul is way better than mine. Let's just be honest. So here's my 2 tips real quick, and then I'll let you go. I get this. So I do wash my clothes, but if it's new with tags, I don't. But if it's not new with tags, I do wash it. And if what I'll do sometimes is get this, it's odor free, and there's no scent to this. And so you can spray this, and I feel like it works really well. I get it off of Amazon. And then another thing too, guys, I cannot be the one to take this idea. Actually, Steve Rakin back in the day did this, and very rarely I'll do this. But what you do is you get these Bounty dryer sheets. These are scented, and I use this maybe like less than 1% of anything that I send in. But if you're worried about odor possibly, or if it's like a vintage item and it just has it in the clothing, you got to be a little careful. I've never had any issues with this, but what you can do is take these dryer sheets and cut off a little piece at the end and then stick it in your poly bag. You got to be a little careful because they are scented, but I've never had any complaints. I got that from Steve Rakin, and it's worked for some items that are smelly if you don't wash them. But I highly recommend washing because I've done that before and got a return because it smelt. So anyways, guys, before we end, I want to link Christina's YouTube channel. Please support her. She's got an amazing YouTube channel. She's getting off the ground. So why don't you fill the dead air real quick? I'll get your link and put it in the chat for you here. Let's see.
Okay. Oh, well, Anissa said that if it doesn't fit a man, they throw it in the back of the closet and forget about it as far as returns. And actually, my boyfriend bought like a polo sweatshirt or something on eBay, and he got it, and he was like pretty sure it was fake, and I was like, open a return for it then or something, and he was like, nah, I feel bad, I don't want to bother him. I was like, well, if you think it's fake. He's like, I don't feel like it. And so he just like gave it to his friend. I was like, you just like spent like $30 on that. So
oh my, I'm exactly like him. Like I'll buy it and then I'll just, even to this day, I need to get better at that. Like I don't return stuff, and I feel kind of bad
and he hates returns like on his eBay so much that he's like, I don't want to do that to somebody. He's like, I'll just like get rid of it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're the same way, but for Ross, when I buy bad stuff, like if I buy bad items, I won't return it. I'll just eat it or do something with it, because I just feel bad. But guys, her link is in chat. Like go subscribe. Like the last video she did was freaking amazing, and it outlines, correct me if I'm wrong, from like the beginning to the end, pretty much of what you need to do to sell on Instagram. I really think you guys should definitely get on that, because I'm going to try it out, and it's no joke. She's got like 18,000 followers on her thrift account, which is amazing. How many do you have on the other one? I'm curious. How long have you been working on that one?
So that one actually only has 11,000 followers. And I started it maybe 2014 or 15. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's not as many people shopping than people trying to learn. So that's probably why.
Yep. But Natalie says, great tip, sell to only men.
Well, they're a lot easier for customers.
Yes. I think your boyfriend actually only does men's vintage, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He did women's clothes. Like one time he like gave me like a certain amount of money, and he had me go source for women's stuff for him. Cause I was like women's stuff sells really well. And like in the first, like the first few items that sold, he got like 2 return requests, and he was so mad. He was like, why are they requesting? He was like, I described them. He just doesn't, I don't know.
I swear, last thing, how do you feel about the top rated status where you're going to have to do returns now if you want to keep it?
Well, that's only for top rated plus discount, which I don't even have that now. So you're saving, if you do top rated plus, you have to accept 30 days, 3 returns. Mm-hmm. So you're saving 10% of your final value fees, which are about 10% already. So of your total sales. So you're really saving 1% of your entire sale price. So, I mean, for me, it doesn't seem worth it, but, I mean, if you're selling like huge quantities, yeah, but I just don't like the stress of returns. Mm-hmm. So I just decide not to. accept them.
Yeah, I may be a rebel, but probably I'll do the free returns. I've tried it in the past, and my return rate definitely went up. And I'm a little bit worried because Mount Rushmore is all women's clothing, and before I just did men's. So I'm a little worried. But well, guys.
Sorry. No, just the thing is, I just don't like people having my item for a while, like up to 30 days, and then like sending it back. And also, people sometimes don't ship it back like safely. You know what I mean? Like they don't package it. So I just get like too nervous about it. Like I could see the benefits of accepting returns. Like more people want to buy from you because they like know they could return it if they don't like it. But for me personally, I just don't like returns.
Oh man, it was I don't have it here, but it was oh no, I don't. It was like a week ago. I bought all these vintage hats from govdeals.com, and it's basically a government liquidation site. And so I bought all these hats. They've been flying off the shelf for me. About $28 is what I'm selling them at, new with tags, and I paid $4.50. That's it per hat, right? So it's not like a massive, but I mean, I bought 70 something of them, yeah. Right. Anyways, can't remember. It was a while ago, but I took this return, and the guy bent the bill of the hat, and these vintage hats have lines in it, and then he crushed all the lines, and then the worst part is when I shipped it in a box, because I'll do it if it's got like lettering or something up here, I'll ship it in a box. He shipped it in like this poly bag.
Yeah, no, see, that's why I get worried.
Yes, I was like, and part of me was like, no way, no, I'm not doing. But then I was like, I just refunded him and called it a day because he still left the tag on. But because I know what happened is he put it on, and people are so particular about their hats. He probably put it on and like bent it, and there's like, I don't want this. And then now, like, you can clearly see massive amount of lines up here from the lettering. It was just, crushes me. But all right, guys. So please tell everybody where they can follow you. I'm going to put your link in here, guys. Like every 42 of you guys in chat, and everybody that watches this after it's live, please subscribe. If you watch it when it's not live, it's going to be down in the description. I've got both her Thrifts Instagram account, which there's 18,000, so I'm sure everybody's following you there. But then on YouTube, it's the first link. Sub to her channel. It's amazing. And binge watch the latest video because that really helped me. I was on there messaging some random noob questions, and you guys should definitely do that. But any closing words?
No, just thanks for having me, and
crush it. Christina, real quick, I haven't told anybody this, and I haven't told you this, but I think I did tell you this, but I'm actually thinking about starting like one video a week, where I have Reseller. If you're watching this, which I know you do, I want you on here. I was thinking about getting, I want to get the bin pickers on here if they're up for it, and then Christina, and then me, and we can do like the Brady Bunch on the screen and just go over like 10 things we thrifted. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you did. You messaged me about that. Yeah, I'll totally do that.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Up my YouTube game.
Yep. And guys, if you're starting YouTube channels, which you definitely should, download TubeBuddy. It's free, TubeBuddy, and it will up your game on YouTube. It's unreal. But all right, guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And I know this is Saturday, and you probably are crushing it. Really appreciate all the love. You guys are amazing. Go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Get off ours and go to hers. And you guys have a great night. I will definitely try to get that Brady Bunch once a week video going with Reseller. So Gina. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good Saturday, okay?
Bye, guys.